Elvis. He told him to play it louder and to play it faster, and that is exactly what they did. They made it a rock and roll song. They got Scotty and Bill back in the studio. They taught them how to play it, and just after a few takes, they got it perfect. Then with the single test copy, Sam takes it to his buddy, Dewey Phillips, over at WHBQ, and it airs for the very first time on July 8th, 1954. And if you were a teenager at the time listening to WHBQ Red Hot and Blue, it would have sounded a little something like this. Now, please bear with Dewey. Like I said upstairs, the guy's insane. He is also Southern. That means you can't understand the daggum thing he is saying. Here we go.
Hello, yes, I got people so Phillips. Let's bring the hottest cotton picking thing to cuts a red hot blue coming through WHBQ and Hotel Chisca on the magazine floor. Is that right, Dave? That's right. Party call Sam Putney. No, I got to call Sam, Dave. Hi, Pete Picker. How you get along there, Ern? Good to see you, Ern. How you on, buddy? Very good, Putney. It's more like it. It's all right. It's okay. Nervous, Snoop? All right. Just go on down and get your wheelbarrow load of mad dogs. Run them through the front door and tell them Philip sent you from Red Hot and Blue. Go. I got a new song we're going to play here. They're going to cut loose this new song. I mean, it'll flat get it.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right for you. That's all right, Mama. Just any way you do it, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right, Mama. Any way you do.
As you can imagine, this song was a huge success. Dewey Phillips got non-stop calls to play it again. Hear me right when I say this, he played it 14 times within the span of 2 hours. That is ridiculous. Sam, he knew immediately that this meant something, so he signed Elvis to a 3-year contract here at Sun, to which he only stayed for about 17 months, before his contract was then sold to RCA for $35,000. Now, in hindsight, this seems like a pretty stupid idea, but you got to remember, it was 1955, and $35,000 was a whole lot of money. And Sam needed it desperately. He was in massive financial debt, and with the $35,000, he was able to pay all that off, hire new employees, because it was still just him and Marion at the time, which is crazy. But most importantly, he was able to bring in new artists. People like that guy right there. What's his name?
Carl.
Right name, wrong enthusiasm. Carl Perkins. He had the very first gold record hit here on the Sun Record Company label with a song called
Blue Suede Shoes.
It is indeed Blue Suede Shoes. Carl Perkins. Carl Perkins, he wrote Blue Suede Shoes. He did it first. He sold more copies than Elvis ever did. And in my opinion, and I truly hope I do not hurt feelings here, he did it just a bit better.
Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can do anything but hard.
Another artist to record here at Sun was an unknown appliance salesman at the time. Story goes, he was so bad at his job that the only thing he ever sold was a television set, and that was to Miss Marion Keisker right out front. This man's name was Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
He recorded songs here like Folsom Prison Blues, Hey Porter, Cry, 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 Get Rhythm. I mean, those are some of my favorites. Not to mention this little number that you may or may not have heard called I Walk the Line.
Keep a close watch.
I'm sorry. All right, let's try this again one more time, but this time around I want you to pay close attention to the snare drum sound in the background. The ch 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 ch. It's in every single good Johnny Cash song. Here we go. Now, I've had a lot of guesses as to what that is. Some of them are great. Some of them are just terrible. The most common are probably maracas and a washboard. I love the mental image of Johnny Cash on stage playing some maracas. That's just a great thought. I've also had people guess trains and horses. Those are crazy. But my favorite guess of all time was a lady who came in about 4 4.5 months ago. It was a 5:30 tour, it was the last one of the day, so we were slowing down considerably. It was a tour of just me, this lady, and her husband. It was really awkward, but it was a lot of fun. Not quite as much fun as this one, but this lady, she looks at me, and I can tell she's being serious. And I felt so bad for her. She looks at me, and she asked me if that was the drunk chicken from upstairs. What do you say to that? I told that lady that was my favorite answer I ever got, and I was going to put it in my tour just for her. It's, of course, not a drunk chicken. Back in the 50s, drums were completely outlawed from country music. They weren't allowed on the Grand Ole Opry stage until 1973.
Wow.
Yeah. They were considered too rock and roll and too blues. Country music didn't want a part of it. So they cut them out, but there were two things that Johnny wanted more than anything in the world, and that was to play the Grand Ole Opry, of course, and to have that snare drum sound as well. So in order to get around that rule, Sam, he came up with this brilliant idea right here. He took a guitar much like this one, tuned down the strings to where they hold no tone whatsoever. Sounds pretty terrible. Then he strung a piece of paper in between the strings themselves. We used a dollar bill just because it looks cool. You can put whatever you want. Now with this, he got the snare drum sound. So let's try this one more time, everybody. Johnny Cash, y'all walk the line. Preacher and everybody's favorite tour guide. You. That's me. There we go.